Okay, so welcome to Trading with Ghost. Today we're going to talk about CPR. I don't know if people use it the way they're supposed to, or if there's anyone who still utilizes this. So we're going to go over it. Like I said, we're going to go over topics we've discussed previously and just polish them up. Now, I still get people coming to my DM and telling me they still have issues with entries and exits or finding plays. Oh, I'm picking the wrong trade or such and such a thing. Now, the first thing, and those, especially those who are still having trouble, the main issue with anyone who's having trouble finding plays and trading is lack of preparation. That's the first and the main thing. And if anyone who can dispute that, please tell me, because the main thing is somebody has not prepared. You've not prepared for the week, you've not prepared for the month, you've not prepared for the day. Lack of preparation. Now, the second thing is, the second problem I notice when these people come to my DM is your top trades, how you select. The second problem, selecting your top trades. How do you select your trades? Why is it that you're always picking stocks that are not doing anything? Either you're not picking stocks on a strong trend, or you're picking stocks that are going sideways. And this CPR is going to give us a lot of ways to cap the problems that I'm talking about. So how you select your top trades. So by the beginning of the month, you need to know these are the stocks that I'm watching this month. Either they're reporting earnings, or it's post-ER, or something. These stocks dropped the previous month, or you've looked at the CPR or something. That's your top trades for the month. Then you have your top trades for the week. The same thing. They're reporting ER this week, or either their stocks that reported earnings last week, so it's post-ER, or the same thing, it dropped drastically, or you've looked at CPR, or you've looked at 30, or whatever strategy you are looking at. Those are the stocks you say. That's why we have the 5K plays, and still people are not looking at the 5K plays. You pick your top trades for the week. Then it means from Monday, those are the stocks you are looking at. If you're looking at CPR on Monday, they update every Monday for the week and every day for the day. Now, after you picked your top month's plays, your top weekly, then you zero in on the top day trade. So the stocks you are to trade for the day. What are the things you're looking at? Okay, so that's in regards to selecting your stocks to trade. You have to put in the work. It's not just, you have to pick strategies that work for you. You either pick stocks that are reporting earnings, these are my key plays, or post-ER, or whatever reason that is making that stock your top trades. Now, we discussed this topic with anyone who's done one-on-one. We've talked about watch list criteria. If you can't watch that video again, you'll never have trouble looking for stocks to trade based on RSI. RSI, I talk about it every day. Bollinger Band, the squeeze, we talk about it. Stocks that have hit 52-week high or all-time high, stocks that have hit 52-week low or all-time low. We have the CPR, the 30. We do volume analysis. All those topics are there when it comes to watch list criteria. You're picking your top trades. So if you're a person who's having trouble, please note the first thing is you're not preparing yourself. So preparation comes on picking your top trades, or based on month, week, day, or if you're scalping. Now, the third thing is you don't have a criteria for entry and exit. Okay? You need to have a criteria for entry and exit. What do you look for before you enter a call? What do you look for before you enter a put? Are you using moving averages? Are you using levels? Are you using previous day high, previous day low? previous week low, previous week high. Are you using what is it called? Super trend. What is your criteria for entry and exit? If you don't have a criteria right now, please find one that works for you. Even this indicator you guys are seeing here, we talked about it, the ADX and the DI. It measures the strength of the trend, whether it's a bullish trend or a bearish trend. It measures the strength. We've talked about RSI. We've talked about Bollinger Band. We talk about SATI every day. We talk about CPR. So what criteria are you using for entry and exit? Write down your criterias, try and follow them, okay? The fourth thing, you're not using levels. So there's some people, they'll have everything set. They have the best play. They have good criteria. They know their entry, but the minute it comes to exit, they are looking at the money. They're not looking at levels. Even the criteria goes out the door. When they see money, when they see money, they take off running. Everything you've planned, all your plan goes out the door because you're looking at the money. The minute you see 1,000 or 500, you take off running. You don't care if this stock is still going up or not. Then you'll come back and start crying. I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish. Anyone who's taken training, we've talked about trading psychology. People put more focus on the money, what they stand to lose. That's where their focus is. What they stand to lose, than the joy they get, you can get from what you stand to gain. So your more focus is on what you stand to lose than the joy and the pleasure you get when you think of this is what I stand to gain. So how do you get rid of these? You perfect your entry and exit and also use levels. You guys have known me for all these years. All I talk about is levels. Okay? If you've done your preparation well, you know I'm getting a call. This is my exit. Even that options contract, you can still look at the chart. You will know I should get out. It has hit 50%, or it has done 100% retested. I'm getting out, or 50%. I'm getting out. All in terms of preparation. In those preparation, you're preparing your stocks, plus you're looking at the strike and the contracts you're going to trade. All that is in preparation. Now, if you're a person who, there are people who say, I'm waiting for the market to open. That's when they're going over 10 different charts. And by the time you decide to enter one, I got in, then it turned red. It means you didn't prepare yourself. And that's the first thing that makes people not succeed in trading is lack of preparation. There's no way you can say I'm waiting for the market to open. Then what? So if you have everything running, where do you pick? So the minute you're getting in, because Meta is going up, do you know Meta has gone up where it was supposed to go? Have you looked at the level? Some people don't even have these indicators. They just get in, no indicators. They don't know the levels. They don't, nothing. They just trade with a chance. And they're the same people who are losing and crying, I'm not making money. And they are ready to blame Virginia. If this is your business, we talked about this, it's your business. You have to be prepared. You have to have stocks you've picked to trade. You must have a criteria for entries and exits you're using levels. Okay. The other thing is people don't go back to review their trades. Okay. So journaling, people are not journaling. So if you made a mistake today, you don't go over your trades to see where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? Okay, what did I do right? How do I build this? If I'm getting it right, then I need to build consistency. The only thing you're changing is the number of contracts. You don't need to trade 10 different stocks. The only thing you're changing is the number of contracts. I know there are some people here, I keep telling them, you are in 10 different plays. All of them you're buying one contract, and you would have picked your top 3 and you'd have bought 3 contracts each. You'd have made more money. You'll not be stressed. You'll not be losing money in 2 and making money in 1. So at the end of the day, you've not made any money or you're breaking even. You only need to pick top 3 trades and you go all in. You don't need to have all these. There's no way you can tell me you have 10 eyes. We only have 2 eyes and 1 brain. Okay, so what is it that you're doing right? Journal your trades. What you're doing right, build consistency. Where you're going wrong, find how to correct it. Okay, then the other problem is people are not protecting their capital. Your first goal in this business is you need to know, if I'm entering a trade, at what point do I say I need to protect my capital, I need to get out? Or you need to secure profit, secure your capital, then you can leave runners. Some people say, oh, you are in profit, and then you say, oh, I'll sell it tomorrow, it will continue down or it will continue up, and it's just one contract. How are you protecting your capital? You've not done analysis of the chart, you're just going by emotions because a stock was going up, like here. CAT was going up, you're saying, I'm leaving a runner. Then what happens when the market opens? CAT has gone down. Okay, all the profit and the gains you made, you lose them. You're not securing your capital. There's no way you can have 10 different trades and all of them you're leaving runners. You always need to know when to leave a runner. There's no way you can be very good in doing analysis for 10 different stocks. 3, even 3, you're pushing it. Protect your capital. Okay? The last thing, pay yourself. So you make money, and then you lose it. And then you remember, oh, I should have paid myself. Please, this is a business. Pay yourself. Okay? So, lack of preparation, number 1. Picking your top trades, number 2. You need to know what are you trading for the month. What are your top trades this month? If I ask anyone now, Shep, what is your top trades this month? Rosalie, what is your top trades this month? Are you going to tell me?
Yes.
What are your top trades this month and why?
Okay, I'm watching Tesla because it has some earnings coming, and watching hold on, let me see.
Okay, before you continue, you said Tesla. How much
Yeah.
money has Tesla made you from the first? That was the first week. Last week was the first week. How much money has Tesla made you?
I've just been day trading it, not I haven't started like swinging it because I wanted to see how it's gonna go, because it was going down. It has been going down, so I wanted to see how far it can go down. So I've been just day trading it.
Okay, so that's your top trade. Number 1 is Tesla. It has not made you. Okay, it has made you okay, so number 2, which is your top? So we are talking about the month, not the week, the month. So Tesla is there. Which is your other one?
Of course, my RH.
I know her age has made you money, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the other one, how many top trades for the month do you have?
And I trade what is it? NVIDIA like every day.
That's a day trade. I'm talking about the month. Why is it there for the month? And it should make you minimum. That stock should make you for the month should be 5,000. For the week should be 1,000. So your top trade for the month from the first to the last day, it should make you minimum 5,000. For the week, minimum 1,000. For the day, from 200 to 500, your top trades for the day, for the week, for the month. So by this, if you have Tesla, and this is the first week, it needs to have made you at least 1,000. The next
Oh,
week,
that's what you meant. Sorry.
yes. So
Okay.
your top trade from the first beginning of the month, if a stock is reporting earnings, let's say we know most stocks are reporting their next week, not this week. We usually start with banks and airlines. So we know the other week starting what, the 15th or what, that next week is when we have all these big stocks reporting. So from before the earnings, there should be stocks or your top month, for your top stocks for the month that are making you money before you wait for those stocks for earnings. Because we have some stocks, they're either trending up to ER or trending down. Okay. So we know RH, this, I know you love this stock, and I know, of course, if it has not made you 5,000, then you still have time, but that's how you pick your top stocks for the month. It should make you minimum 5,000. That one stock, your top trade. For the week, it should make you minimum 1,000. For the day, 200 to 500. So when you're picking your stocks and that stock is not doing that for you, then you're picking the wrong stocks. Now, last week, what was your top stock for the week? Sorry, I'm ambushing you.
You talking to me?
Yes, still you. So which was your top stock for the week? 3 of them.
Oh, Lily.
Okay.
No, I did SMCI and I traded Nvidia
Okay.
and
So
Tesla. Yeah.
now, did each of these stock give you 1,000 each? Because for the week, it should give you
Yes.
1,000.
Yeah. Lily did me good.
Yeah.
And Alta made,
Alta.
yeah.
Right. Now, Alta was what? Was post-year. It's been post-year. So Alta should be in the month, because when a stock reports earnings, you give it, if it usually gives you the trend, we usually talk about ER to ER. So Alta, if it's any stock that is post-year, you're monitoring it the entire month. So that should be in your top month plays. Okay. So when when the beginning of the month, you've listed your stocks for the month and for the week and for the day, every day. If the stock you're trading is not making you 200 to 500, then you're not picking the right stock. If for that week, that stock is not making you 1,000, you're not picking the right stock. For the month, you're seeing like Alta, that drop for Alta should have made you more than 5,000. Okay. So please, the mistakes I'm seeing is the first thing is people are not preparing. So when you're preparing at the beginning of the month, you know which stocks am I trading this month. They are my top trades. You're expecting that stock to give you 50 points minimum, up or down, minimum. Okay, for the week, for the month, for the day, pick the stocks, put them down, start monitoring them. So if you have 3 stocks for the month, it means you're supposed to make minimum 15,000 from these 3 stocks. For the week, if you have 3, minimum you should make 3,000. If you have 3 stocks for the day, you need to make 200 to 500. So that's 600 to 1,500. If you're not doing that, then you're not doing the right thing. Sit down, start preparing yourself, picking the stocks, okay? Your criteria for entry and exit. If you're looking at that stock like Alta, what was the trend? Identify the trend. This stock has been dropping. So if it's dropping, will it continue down post-ER? You find the trend. criteria, get puts. When you're getting puts, is how long do I think this stock will move? Which level am I watching for? Buy time. So the stock you're watching for the month, you should not be buying weekly expiry. Okay? Those are stocks that are giving you trends because you identified the trend. There's a reason why it's up there. Okay, so for Tesla, now you're looking at it, either you're trading it Tesla has been dropping since the ER. So it would have been ER to ER. Okay, anytime it pulls back, lower high, you're getting puts, you're writing it down. That's your top stock. You're looking at it every week, every day. So those people who are still having issues, if you are having issues and you're doing the things I've listed, then there's something wrong. Sit down with me and tell me, we look where you're going wrong. But if you're not doing any of this preparation, you're picking your top trades for the week, for the month, for the day, you have your entry criteria for puts, for calls, then you're looking at levels. You're not just looking at money. You're looking at levels. Then you're journaling your trades. So at the end of the month, you're saying, my top month stocks made me this much. My top weekly stocks made me this much. And every day they made me this much. So you only need 3 top stocks for the month to make 15,000. Only 3. And if you look at the stocks, Alta should be giving you, I've given you more than 5,000. RH, more than 5,000. Pick another one, like all these stocks that have been trending up. CAT, Lulu also was post-year, would have given you 5,000. Would have had 15,000 that month minimum for from your top monthly stocks. So if you're not doing that, please start doing it from today. Because this is your business. When you have a business, you have a plan. So if you're just waiting every day, or you want to wait for the market to open, or you're waiting for Virginia, what is she talking about today? That's the one I'm looking at. You've not prepared yourself for the month, for the week, for the day. Okay? So that's the first thing I needed to talk about. If you're not doing it, please start doing it. This is your business. Start taking care of your business. Now, the reason why I'm talking about CPR is because CPR can give us most of these criteria we are looking for just from the CPR. At the beginning of the month, every Monday, and every day if you're using the CPR, we still do the same thing, okay? So this is why I want to go over CPR. It's gonna be important. If you still have issues, I'll post the video we talked about CPR back in July when we were in TWR. And there's these YouTube guys who explained if you don't have an issue with an Indian accent, he's very good in explaining CPR. So CPR is gonna help you, okay? Every Monday, if there's anyone here who used CPR to pick a top trade last week, tell me and tell me which stock, and you guys can see why. Okay, we are talking about CPR. We know we are looking at either it gives you the first thing CPR does, it gives you the trend. Whether you're looking at mostly the monthly and the weekly, it gives you the trend. So it's either the stock is going on an uptrend, a downtrend, or sideways. Okay, we've been talking about CAT. It's been hitting 52-week high. So if you're having trouble finding a play at the beginning of the week, you want to come down and see. So this is the weekly CPR every week since. So here, this was in post-year. So this is also a post-year stock. It reported year in February. It went down this week. So it was already bullish, didn't do anything, shallow pullback here. And then after that, we had a wide CPR. Now, whenever you're seeing a wide CPR, here, this is the CPR, the blue lines are the CPR. When you're seeing they're wide, they're far apart and the levels are far apart. It means if you look the previous week, that stock either had a drastic move up or a drastic move down. That is why it's making the CPR wide. Now, it doesn't mean if a as that week that stock has a wide CPR, you're not trading it. Why? Because it's giving you a wide range. Look at this range. So if CAT was meant to go up this week, this is the range. It would have gone from the CPR 322. The first target was 340. So any stock that gives you a wide CPR does not mean you're putting it away. No, it's telling you, look at the range. If that stock is above CPR, it is supposed to move from CPR to R1. That range is what is giving you. Now, first you're looking at the trend. So this CPR has been creating higher highs. Every week, this is higher than this, telling you this stock is what? Bullish, is going up. The next week is higher than the previous week, bullish. Only here, these 3 weeks, was CAT going sideways. Now, when a stock is going sideways, who's here? T. I know you're not at work. When a stock is going sideways, when the CPR is going sideways, what is it telling you about that stock?
It's consolidating.
It's consolidating. Now, if a stock is consolidating, what 2 outcomes do you expect? From consolidation, what 2 things happen?
A big move is coming up and down.
Right, a big move is coming. It's going to break out or break down. So what are you looking at? As much as it's going sideways, this week it was bullish. The next week is going sideways. It is telling you this CPR is going sideways. You're anticipating what? A breakout or a breakdown. So if it's above CPR, the next week again, it's sideways. And what do you see? The move started. This stock didn't stop. What did it do? Went all the way up. And then here, it gave you consolidation. And this was narrow CPR, narrow CPR. So if CAT is not your top trade, what are you trading? It is consolidating. What do you get out of consolidation? A breakout or a breakdown. So you're looking at, is it above CPR calls, below CPR puts? Anytime the CPR is consolidating is usually the only time you see a stock going to R1, R2, R3. Okay. So here, the CPR tells you the trend. This stock was already doing what? It was bullish. It was going up. So after earnings, it was going sideways. When a stock is going sideways, you're anticipating a breakout or a breakdown. Okay, CPR. This week, it had a wide CPR wall because this stock was already going up, so it's giving you this move. Anytime you're getting a wide CPR, if that stock is not going to R1 or R2, it's supposed to go sideways. Because then wide CPR is a stock that has widened, it needs to cool off. So this is what we call calm after a storm. So it's calming here. Then the next week you see this, another consolidation, and it rejected S1. It went back above CPR. This Monday, another consolidation. It is consolidating when the CPR is side by side. If you didn't know, you're looking at the CPR, these blue lines. It was already bullish. When it's creating higher highs, the trend is bullish, so this stock is going up. You wanted to find when the CPR is going sideways, is not when now you are ignoring that stock. We know every time a stock is consolidating, it's brewing. Changa, it's brewing. The tea is brewing. You don't want to come after it when it's overflowing. This sideways is telling you, look at this stock. And then what happened? You had this move. Then finally, what happened to the CPR? It's higher, telling you this stock should go even higher. It went up. If it's not going to R1, when the next week, so this updates every Monday. What is the trend? It's higher than the previous. So it's now, after consolidating, broke out. This trend has not changed, it's bullish. After this consolidation, it told us the intention is going up. Here, going up. Here, it's higher, going up. Here, it's higher, going up. Last week is higher, going up. That's all you're looking at. Doesn't take you a lot to just look back. What is the trend? The minute you're seeing this, a consolidation is usually, like a squeeze. It's the same as a squeeze when you're looking at the Bollinger Band. You're anticipating a breakout or a breakdown. So above CPR, bearish, bullish, and below it, bearish. This is the weekly. You can even confirm with the monthly CPR. So you come here, we only have the weekly, you uncheck that, you put the monthly. So at the beginning of the month, it was telling you the trend, bullish. Here, narrow CPR, the next one above it, the next one above it. In March, April, above it. So the weekly can tell you another story, but the monthly was telling you this stock is what? Is bullish. It's been bullish. The trend is bullish. I don't know since when. You have to go way back. So here it was up, then down. Then since December, above, going up, going up, going up. Now, look at the CPR. This is a stock that has been making wide ranges. So even if it's giving you a wide CPR, it doesn't mean you're not looking it. It means this stock, if it's above CPR, it is going to R1. That range is going to fill that range. Do you see here? It's a wide CPR. It moved from R1. It almost touched R2. When the beginning of the month opened in April, this was a virgin CPR. Who knows what a virgin CPR means? Rosalind, I taught you last week, or I don't know when. What's a virgin CPR?
It's not touching any of the like the monthly. It's not touching the R1, or it's not touching any of the lines.
Where? Me, I don't want to hear lines. What? All these are lines. What do you mean?
It's not touching the monthly R. It's not touching R1.
And it's not doing what?
No.
It's not what the important thing is. It's not touching what? Not the R1. What is the important thing in this whole thing? Is the CPR. So when it's a virgin, it means it has opened without touching the CPR. It's above it. So this means it's a strong trend. It wants nothing to do with CPR. So if it's above CPR, you're getting calls to what level? To R1. When it's a virgin CPR, it means it opens without touching the CPR, not this one, the CPR, either below or above. But here we are talking, it was not touching the above the CPR because it was above CPR. It opened above the CPR. So if it's not going to CPR, where is it headed? To R1. And it went to R1, 378. So from the beginning of the month, on Tuesday, April 1st was Monday, you had come and look, this is a strong stock. What is the trend? It's bullish. It pulled back when the end of the month, it slightly pulled back here on Monday. It didn't go to CPR. It's a virgin CPR. It's a strong trend. It wants nothing to do with CPR. It is a strong trend. So if it's above CPR, you're getting calls. It's going to R1. It has a wide CPR. The range is wide. It went to 378. Okay, so if you're having trouble finding stocks to trade, this is the tool you should use. It gives you the trend. It tells you when a stock is consolidating, tells you when a stock is trending up, or when a stock is trending down. When a stock has a narrow CPR, you know you're expecting something, some move to happen. When it's medium, it doesn't mean you don't look at it. Look at the range. When it's wide, look at the range. So identify the trend. So beginning of the month, you already knew this stock is what? Bullish. And from Monday, I've been talking about CAT. Then you ask someone here, did you trade CAT last week? No. You didn't do your homework. You didn't prepare. You didn't have a criteria. You didn't look at anything. Then you come say, I didn't make money. Immediately, Monday pullback. It's a virgin CPR telling you it's a strong trend. It's on a bullish trend. The CPR is creating higher highs. So you're not doubting the trend. You're not doubting what the intention of this stock. So there, calls R1, hit. It has hit your target. Now, any stock that has reported earnings, CHEP and anybody else, you're looking at the monthly CPR. Don't look at the daily or the weekly. Any stock that has reported earnings, please look at the monthly CPR. Now, what is the CPR here? CHEP, did you look at the CPR?
I still don't have that, Virginia. We had to take a class with you, remember?
No, that's not an excuse. Every day I talk about these things. You only need to get trading view. So you still don't have trading view?
I haven't set it up.
Okay. God bless you very much.
Oh my
If
God.
anyone had looked at Alta, you would have known it's supposed to be a play for the month. Why? Narrow CPR, 536, 536, 536. It was a virgin CPR. It didn't go to CPR. So if it's not going back to CPR, where's it going? It's below it. What is the trend? If it's below CPR, it's bearish. And you see this drop, R1, 497, R2, 458, almost going halfway here. So on Monday, here, you would have already known Alta is my monthly play. Any stock that reports earnings, you're looking at the monthly CPR. What was the trend post-year? Bearish. After it did this move in March, this stock has been going where? Sideways. So this is the monthly. Let's look at the weekly, what it was telling us. So we knew the trend. It was bearish. This is when it reported earnings here. It was bearish. This week, it had a narrow CPR, but nothing happened. It was below it, so it was still bearish. Look at the CPR is going which direction? Sideways, consolidating. So here, it was going this sideways here, slightly down. So it's telling you it's bearish. And then this is May 19th. The next month, bearish CPR. The next week, bearish CPR. Here, bearish CPR. Here, bearish CPR. So it's already telling you what is the trend? Bearish. You're looking at this stock, you should be looking at it for puts. The trend is bearish on the weekly CPR. Since earnings lower, it's creating lower lows, lower low, lower low. So the monthly, the first Monday, I know you can't do it during market open. When the market close, you're going over all your stocks on your watch list or your whatever. You can't just focus on your watch list because you'll miss. If Alta is not in your watch list, you'll miss it. You must have all the stocks you're looking at. Either it's a post-ER, pre-ER, or it had a huge drop because of news or something. Post-ER is the best. What is the trend post-ER? Bearish. This stock has been bearish. It was pulling back. It was bullish, then it came down post-ER, so it became bearish, had a change of character. This one, narrow CPR, but it didn't do much. Whenever you're seeing nothing much is happening, just know the next week something should happen. It was still a narrow CPR. Look at this this week. 529, 529, 529, narrow CPR. Telling you, Alta, it is in your monthly, whatever that month, or in that week, it moved down, went back up. So it gave you the move. S1 rejected S2, went back, was approaching CPR. The next week, narrow CPR, that was last week. Came below CPR, went down, even broke this. So at the beginning of the month, the first day of the month, you should know your monthly plays. Alta should have been there as a a narrow CPR, it's post-year, it should have been on top of your stocks. Lulu. So monthly, because it reported earnings, any earnings, you're looking at the monthly CPR because that's the only time stocks do those huge gaps. Okay, reported earnings here. What was the trend? Bearish. Okay, so this was, it reported in March. What is the trend? It's creating lower lows. Look at this. So here it was consolidating, telling you, look at me, it's consolidating, a move should come. It went down. The next month was after consolidation, it confirmed the trend, it was bearish. This whole month, it went to above, CPR went to R1. After that, dropped post-year, continued even break this. The next month, it opened even lower. So from the 1st of April, it was telling you this stock, it's a virgin CPR very far from here. It was at S1, telling you this stock is continuing down. So it went, continued down. It's headed for 337. That's your monthly play. CPR, it's medium, 430, 432, 433. But look at the gap from 430 to 387. 387, 337. This is a 50-point almost gap. That's your top. Okay? Any of these semiconductors, if you guys want to know what's happening to them, let's look at NVIDIA. So sometimes you are forcing a stock to do what it's not supposed to do. So of course, NVIDIA has been what? Bullish. Here, bullish. And this one gave you, anytime you're seeing medium or wide CPR, don't expect the same move as narrow CPR. What you're looking for is the gap. Now, if a stock is already opening, like in March, it was already bullish, it was at R1. This is the gap. You're looking at the gap. If it is not going to R2, it hit R1. This is the gap you're looking at. If it is not going to R2, this stock is coming back to R1 and going back to CPR. It attempted again. It still didn't touch R1. Failed. Going back to CPR. So that was March. In April, we still have the same gap. It's wide. You can't get the same move if it's comparing narrow, medium, and wide. It has a long gap. This gap can't be filled in one day. Some stocks do fill it in one day. Others, in a couple of days. But look at this. It's virgin CPR. It's not gone back to the CPR. The trend is bullish, but we'll get the answer when you look at the weekly CPR. So let's look at the weekly. You see why. You guys are fighting. Okay. Now you see here what was happening? Consolidating sideways. This, when the CPR are next to each other, it's going sideways. It can be slightly above it, but it's almost kind of like consolidating. So here it was consolidating. Whenever you're seeing this at the beginning of the week, just know nothing much will materialize out of this. If this stock stays above it and it gives you a wide gap, it can go to R1. If it has touched R1, there's no way it has a consolidating and it goes to R2 because you're comparing 2 weeks. So it means you need to look at it the next week. Okay, so the next week, it was still here at R1. So if it's not going to R2, where is it going? Back to CPR, and that's where it went, back to CPR. If you're not seeing a huge gap, so it's still here after consolidation, it's bullish, but it's not giving us that big range, big gap. So here and here is still almost very close, it's almost kind of consolidating. Then what happened last week? It was right at CPR, came to S1, consolidated, then went down, but it didn't touch S1. Okay, now when you look at when you're looking at the trend, especially after this consolidation, if the next week you don't get a major move where it's making you, giving you those wide gaps, this is almost kind of like consolidation. Yes, you know it's higher, but it's almost very close to this. So don't anticipate the same move compared to a stock which you can clearly see it's higher, creating higher highs. So we didn't get any move out of this consolidation. Yeah, we went up, but it was not the same. We hit R1, we didn't even hit R2 by the end of the week. Then here we came back to CPR. Now compare this and Netflix. So Netflix, do you see the difference? After this consolidation, what happened? We got the move up. The next CPR was higher than this. Okay, so we got this move after consolidation. So whenever you're seeing consolidation, as you're looking at if that stock is above CPR and it's giving you wide range, it will go to R1. The most you can expect after consolidation is a stock going to R1 and most probably will not touch R2 because it's been consolidating. Now, after that is what is important. The week after this consolidation, so it was bullish, yes. When it went up, did not touch R1. Look at the gap. And the CPR is, look at the CPR, 617, 617, 617, narrow. So if it's a narrow CPR and this stock is not going to R1, what are you getting? Puts back to CPR and to S1, and that's what it did. Okay, this is narrow. Sorry, this was the narrow one. 608, 609, 609, that was week 21. This was medium, 620, 619, 618. So it rejected R1, you're going back to CPR. So if it's a medium CPR, you're looking at the gap, this gap from CPR. If it's not going to R1, you're getting pushed to CPR, from CPR to S1. Why the gap from 617, from 620, S1 is 604. That's 16 points. Okay, so even if it's giving you medium or wide, you're looking at the gap. If it's not touching R1 or R2, you're getting put back down because it's giving you that gap. Okay, then last week, what did we have? Narrow CPR. Look at this. So from Monday, it was telling you, this week, what are you looking at? Netflix. So on Monday, it was a virgin CPR. So we had this pullback. So you're like, I'm not sure what this stock wants. The next day, it still didn't go close to S1. This stock is below CPR. So it's bearish, but this day didn't go to S1. The next day, Tuesday, didn't go to S1. So where is it going? Back to CPR. Above CPR, R1. When it didn't go to R2, pull back to CPR. If it's a narrow CPR, it will give you multiple moves. After going back to CPR, where is it going? Back to R1. So on Monday, you should have known, which stock am I trading this week? Netflix. And I had Netflix in the 5K play. Chep, did you trade Netflix last week?
Did I? I don't know. I did not.
You would have remembered. Netflix would have made you good money that you would not have said, oh, I don't know.
I did not.
Terry, did you trade Netflix last week? Who else is here? Chieng, did you trade Netflix last week? Or should I ask, who traded Netflix last week? Nikki, did you trade Netflix last week? So Terry traded Kibochi. Terry anakushtaki. Did you trade the Netflix last week? Nikki. Huh?
No, ma'am, but I will be trading whatever you tell me to trade this week.
So when will that happen? Because I've been posting 5K plays. Have you asked yourself, why is Virginia putting these stocks in 5K?
I traded Meta, but the
Okay.
bad thing is I'm in a tire shop.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, I traded Meta. Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking about Netflix. So
Netflix, I feared because I still have fear of the wash rule. I had lost some money less than a month ago on Netflix. So I still fear wash rule.
Wash rule, we are in April. The tax month has just started, Majameni, and you're fearing wash rule.
So I
My
need to get
God.
rid of my fears. Okay, thank
Oh
you.
my goodness. Hey. Okay. So this is the thing. You need to know why is that stock you would have seen. Okay, it's in 5K. You come here, narrow CPR. Look at this gap. From 617, 634, that's 17 points. Get calls. It didn't go up. Puts went back to CPR. Then went back up. So Friday, you would have been trading this stock. You're waking up, is still going up. Okay, so CPR. If anyone who's still having trouble, make CPR your friend. It tells you the trend. Is this stock going up? Is it going down? Is it going sideways? Even that Meta, we can look at it. So Meta, it also had what? Narrow CPR, 496, 497, 497. That's like, consider that narrow. It pulled back. What? Look at this. What was the CPR doing? Consolidating, going sideways. Telling you here, a move. Every time a stock is going sideways, you're either gonna get a breakout or a breakdown. Look at the gap from 497, 509. 509, 522. It hit R1, it hit R2. Hold back, went back to R2. You'll wake up, this stock is up. Consolidation. You need 2 weeks of seeing this and knowing that's the stock you're looking at. It consolidated, then it's giving you almost like a narrow CPR. 497, 497, 496. That's narrow CPR. Okay. Look at the monthly. So monthly, you want to know the trend. This stock has been bullish. So this is February. This is January. This is December. So this stock has been creating higher highs, meaning the trend is bullish. December, January, it went up. February, post-year, went up. March, higher. It's going up. So March, it was at R1, pulled back, went back to R1. If you want to go and see why, you will go look at the weekly chart. You will see it was consolidating, probably went down. Then here you have a wide CPR. So if you got Meta here, you know you're holding to which level it's headed for. This is the month that the month just began. It is wide. It doesn't mean you don't trade it because it's wide. You know the trend is bullish. Wide CPR. Look at the range from 482. You're holding to which level? 546. That is 18. Yeah, 18 plus 46. That is 4 carry 1. That is 64 points. You're getting your call here beginning of the month here. You're buying time. you will not have been bothered by this pullback. You would still be holding Meta. It is headed for 546. So you wake up on Monday like, oh, this stock is, why? This would have been on top of your monthly stocks. Why? Because it is bullish. It has a strong bullish CPR on the monthly. It has a wide CPR. It's giving you a range. So from here, you're holding to which level? To 546. You find your play for the month. For the month, you're buying is something you're getting in, you can hold for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a month. You're not worried. Giving you a wide range. Okay. Now, if you look at tech stocks, so Pan W, what was the trend? So here it was bullish before earnings. You'll see before ER, it was bullish. Here was higher, and then we had this huge drop. Now look at the gap, the month it reported ER. It had a, look at the month of March, February, when it reported ER. These 312, 313, 314. Medium, almost close to 1 point apart. Almost like a narrow CPR. Look at the gap, the range. So it was supposed to go, when the month started, it was above CPR, so virgin. It means the trend was strong. It went to R1, but it didn't touch R2. And if you go see weekly here, this was consolidation. Now telling you, if this stock is not going up, where is it going back to? CPR. That's where it went. Back to CPR S1 for earnings. Okay? Then the same month post-ER, from S1, you're going back where? Back to CPR. So this you would have traded puts and then calls back to CPR. Now you see here, it's on top of this, but barely you can see the gap. So this means it's still almost going sideways. And this is why the entire month, it was, so it was below CPR. It didn't touch S1, just going sideways. So this one cannot be on top of you're waiting for which month? The next month. Now, what is the trend now? This is clearly below. So it's telling you this stock is going down. So from Monday, you should have gotten puts, it's below CPR. Went to S1, still going down, almost touching S2. You can almost be guaranteed after consolidation, when the move happens, if it's a bearish move, the next month you'll have a clear CPR, it's lower. If it's a bullish move after consolidation, you'll see the next month, the CPR will be higher, continuation up. ADB, we know the trend, bearish. So here, what happened? Consolidation. You want to catch consolidation. This consolidation, it means a move. There is no way a stock can consolidate and you're not getting a move. We got the move. Consolidation, so it was telling you, this stock is in my top watch for the month. Why? Because it's consolidating. This month and this month, side by side. If it's not going to R1, it was on virgin when the man began, touched R1, came down, rejected the CPR, went back up, lower high, didn't even go to R1. Get puts. CPR broke it. S1 broke it. S2, look at the gap. February. If it's not going lower, back to S1, went, pull back. A new month. It's even lower. So it's telling you, after consolidation, what do we have? We now know the trend. This stock is going down. So the month began, March, it was below CPR. It was still bearish. Went down, rejected S1. Where are you riding it? back to CPR. Went back to CPR, but we know the trend is bearish. This stock is reporting earnings. S1 rejected here, S2 almost touching it. So if it's not going to S2, where are you going? Back to S1. Did it touch S1? No. Where are you going? Back to S1, S2, then the month, a new month. And that new month, what do you have? It's even lower, of course, because of this move. Then the CPR will clearly tell you it's gonna be lower because of this gap. So now where are we? S1. The month began, we were not even close to CPR. So now if it's not going to S2, look at this gap, beautiful gap. And these are the same gaps ADB was doing when it was going up. Okay, so if it's not going to 432, look at this gap. Look at the CPR, it's medium. Every time you have medium, look at the range. Okay, ZS was also post here. Look at the trend before earnings, it was bullish. Look at this, narrow CPR. Narrow CPR, above CPR went, did not touch because you have a wide gap, did not go to R2. Pull back, you have a wide CPR. And that's the month is reporting here. No, so this is January. So if it's January, it's above CPR. The trend is bullish, clearly, very far from this. So it means above CPR, you're holding to R1. Did it go to R1? Rejected your pullback. Yes, touched it. If it's a wide gap, there's no way, very rare would you see a wide gap the same month, that stock going to R2, not unless it's MSTR or the semiconductor stocks. These other stocks, very rare. It has already done this gap. To either go halfway and then it's done. So if you've made this move and with this stock, it's done. Here, look at the date, 24th, almost the end of the month. So you can trade puts to R1 and then here it came again, a new month. It's higher than this. So it's telling you this stock is bullish, rejected, and this is a wide CPR. Look at the gap from 223 to 52. So it's not going to CPR, you're going to R1. Went to R1, touched it, broke it, pull back. Consolidation, if it's not going to R2, clearly you're seeing it's not. Just get put back to CPR. This is when was this ER? This was the down move before earnings. If it's not going to S1, you're going back to CPR, back to R1. That's what it did. Okay. Then before the beginning of the month, it came down before the beginning of the new month. That's when it reported earnings. It dropped to CPR. You have a new month, it's still bullish. But look at the gap. It's not giving you that huge gap. You probably won't anticipate much from it. So what happened? It's below CPR, went to S1, consolidation, below S1, went back, didn't touch S2, and this is the reason why. If you're seeing this small gap between the two earnings, almost the 2 months, almost anticipate is almost like a consolidation. But the best consolidation is where it's side by side. So if here you are here fighting ZS, this is the reason why. Now, do you see what we have now? A big gap between the CPR, and is it lower? Yes. So where do you anticipate this stock to go? Down. It's bearish. So it's right at S1. It can either go down to 172 or it can decide to go back. This is the entire month. So these are the moves you're anticipating. Above 190 to 08. If it's above it, going up. Below it, you're going to S1, S2. Okay? So any stock, whether you're doing monthly, pick your top trades. You guys see my watch list. I have several watch lists. I'm always here because these are my big lotto stocks. So have your watch list, yes, but still look at other stocks. Baby Geo. Okay, let's look at MSTR first. And coin.
Virginia, question.
Yeah.
Do you still post those the 5K the 5K challenge stocks?
Who is
'Cause
asking?
this is Chef.
My God.
Because no, I was looking the other day. I think the last time you posted is like February.
The entire month of March, I've been posting because I'd said from March, I'll start posting 5K plays.
Okay, I'll check again.
And you asked me this, and I think in your DM, I told you the same thing.
No, we haven't. I haven't DM'd you.
No, you
about
asked me
that.
about 5K, Chep.
Seriously?
Yes.
Hmm.
And every day I'm tagging the 5K channel. Oh la la. Oh my goodness.
Chef, even for the next week, she's posted.
I've already posted for this week.
Are you seeing it? Maybe you
Let
don't
me
have the
see.
channel active.
Hold on. Yeah, you can go ahead while I'm checking, Virginia. Like,
Yeah, I'm very sure that look for that message. You've asked me this before.
oh my God.
My memory is very good, even though I'm losing my memory. Now, do you see what happened? Side by side. You want this? It's consolidating. So if it's consolidating that month and the next one, you're looking at it. So here, this month, it went to S1. That was in February. If it's not going to S2, you're riding it back up to CPR, R1, post-ER, went above R1, touched R2 here, 193, and then pulled back, consolidated, went back up, R1. The new month, it was bullish. There's a gap here telling you this stock is supposed to continue up. It's Virgin CPR clearly wanted nothing to do with CPR. It's above R1. So you're going to R2. Pull back, rejected R1 here, rejected here, went up R2. Of course, very rare would see a stock going to R3, not unless it's reporting ER. New month, bullish. What do we have? So this month, it is telling you at some point, you will wake up and you will find if it's above 230, coin is supposed to head to 296. It's a medium CPR, but look at the gap from 230 to 296. If it's below CPR, from 216, 163. But because it's bullish, we're anticipating this stock to go where? Go up. So this one, because of the range, this month would have been, it's consolidating, it is top of your trade. You write a reason. My top trade is coin. So in this month of February, you'll be saying it's my top trade because of consolidation. So I'm expecting a breakout or a breakdown. So it was below CPR, was at S1. If it's not going to S2, you're riding it back up. CPR, above CPR, R1. Reported ER, post ER, you're still looking at it. It's still bullish, continued R2. A new month is still bullish. It is above CPR, above R1, so R2. It's not going higher. It gave you a sign here, 275, 269, lower high. You're riding puts from R1, R2 to R1, rejected R1 here. Give it another opportunity to attempted again, rejected R1. Going back where? R2. So from here to 213, you knew you're going to which level? 261. Last month, it had a narrow CPR, 163, 163, 164. So in February, it is consolidation. March, it is narrow CPR. My goodness, Chep, hey, Hey, wacha sasa anataka kuniekelea hapa. Stop.
Virginia,
Huh?
Virginia,
Yes.
this is Ladybug.
Yes. Hey,
So
unabadilisha majina jameni. You're changing your names every day.
yeah, till I find the one that makes me money.
Oh.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
so my question is just, I know we're looking at this like monthly, and in this case, if we, I know we just started a new month in April.
Yeah.
So how can we tell where the stock is going for this month, as opposed to, I know we're looking at previous month as well, but can we also talk in reference to where we are at this point?
So
It doesn't
we
matter
want
which
to
stock
know-
you're talking about.
We want to know the first thing. The CPR tells you the trend. So if you're looking at the monthly, this coin is which trend?
Coin is right, where are we? Coin is it's going up.
It's bullish because it's creating, the CPR is creating higher high. So here, this is higher than this, and this is higher than this. So the trend is bullish.
Bullish.
Okay, so you're looking at this stock. So first you identify the trend, the CPR monthly and the CPR weekly. So the monthly,
Okay.
especially for stocks that are post-year, this is post-year, because that stock usually either is made a considerable move. That's why you're seeing it's making wide ranges. Okay, then the next thing you're looking, if that CPR is medium, wide, or narrow. Okay, now narrow will give you the move almost in most cases that month. You'll see, so if the trend is bullish, you will see if that stock is from R1 and mostly if you have a wide gap, that stock will go from R1 to R2, or it will go from CPR to R1. If it has done that, if you had a wide gap, in most cases, don't anticipate, very few stocks go to R2, very few. So if it is done for you R1, if it's not going to R2, which is clear, this stock so if you're looking at this stock from, so here it hit R1, this was 11th, on the 12th, on the 13th, on the 14th, it created a lower high here. It is not going higher. You're planning to get puts to do what? To go from R2 to R1. If it's a good move and you have a range, that's a good stock to trade. So this has told you it has a narrow CPR. This is a stock I'm looking at the entire month from the first to the last day. It's not just one day. So if it's not going to R2, you're riding it back to from R2. If it's not going above R2 to R3, you're riding it from R2 to R1. So here it rejected R1. Okay, give it another opportunity. Again, it attempted, rejected R1. So it's telling you if it doesn't want to go to R1, where are you trading it back to? It has a wide range. So from this level, from 213, you're getting calls because it's giving you a wide range. You're going back to R1, 259. From 213 to 50, from 259 to from 213. Okay, go to Rena.
I think we got it.
So if it's not going to R, it's rejecting R1. It is telling you this stock, it wants to go back where? Back to R2. And that's what it did. It went back to R2. So still here, the goal is, the month is still not the end. So you're still looking at the same stock. It can go from R2 to R3. So here it pulled back and then tried. It went only halfway. and then came back again. So it's the same stock you're looking at from the beginning of the month. It gave you the move here. So here, this was the 1st of March. It started going up on the 5th. From the 5th, it took 1, 2, 3, 4 days, you would be in calls. Then we had this consolidation, and then it went from here. This is the 13th, pull back, puts. Then you're waiting again to see if it will go. It came back again, refused to touch 213. So you're riding it back up. You're getting calls. From here, you had 3 days in the call. It has broken R2. We know it has broken R2. This is the second time. 275, 276. So it wants to go higher. Pull back, shallow pull back, went up. 288 and 312. Achieng, you can clearly see 288 is not 312. So this is a lower high. It's not going to R3. It pulled back to R1, R2, sorry. And then R2. And the month has ended. You've traded this same stock from the beginning of the month to the last.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Yeah?
I think I get it.
Okay.
Okay, look at Tesla. Someone talked about it. It's where it is right now. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Does that make sense? It's the same stock and you have a reason why.
I got it. Yeah, I think
Yeah?
I'm getting it. It's
Now, Tesla, look at the CPR. So it's telling you Tesla is going to be a good play this month. 185, 185, 185. What do we have? Narrow CPR. Look at this gap. If it's not going below 160, Tesla will go back to which level? 185. If it's not going to 185, below 160, it's going to what level? 135. So Tesla is reporting earnings this week. Not this week. Is it the 17th or the 18th? Oh. So just by CPR, we have narrow CPR. It's giving us very good wide range. So it's telling us Tesla is going to be a good play this month. It should be on your top of your list for the month. Amari. Okay. ER. Tesla is reporting check.
On the 23rd.
Oh, so almost the end of the month. Okay. So you can already trade Tesla because it's telling you something is supposed to happen because it has a narrow CPR. You can't write and okay, go sit down and write. Okay. So from all the stocks you guys are looking at, if it's your top list, you're saying it has a wide CPR, medium, narrow, it has ER or post-ER or pre-ER, or had a huge drop for whatever reason. Every beginning of the month, you need to know what are my top stocks for the month. Now, if you look at Tesla, it's been bearish. So what is the trend? Bearish. Okay, so here it was bullish. And then from January, it was bullish. And then February, bearish. Very clear, bearish. It touched S1 here, beginning of the month, went up, pull back, did not even go to CPR. We had a double top. The next month telling you it's still bearish, should have gotten puts, went to S1. Okay, then now it's still bearish and it's a narrow CPR. So already prepare for Tesla. Now, even if a stock is bearish, you're still looking at, is it going, so it has touched S1 here and here. If it's not going to S2, you're riding it back to S1. Why? Because the gap, look at the gap. So if it's rejecting, let's say it comes to 140 and rejects 135. From 140 to 160, that's 20 points. You're still riding it. From 160 to 185, that's 25 points. You're still riding it. And that's from, you're looking at Tesla this whole month. Okay. So a stock like MU that reported ER. So just an example. So MU had like an arrow. You see, this is the month of March, 86, 86, 85, telling you it's going to be a good stock. And what was the trend? Was bullish. Here, month started, it was at R1, went to R2, pulled back to R1, broke below R1, but rejected CPR, went all the way. So it's only earnings where you can see a stock breaking all these levels. And because this was a small ATR, but look at it, from 93, 99, 107, broke it. Then a new month, it even continued up. A new month, we have a wide range. So in April, it was still telling you this stock is continuing up. 103, 103, 104. This is, to me, is almost narrow. Look at the range. 124, 142, 162. So it's bullish. If it's not going to R2, you're trading it back to CPR. If it rejects CPR, back to R1, R2. So this is every month have your top months, and every week your top week. So during the week, you want to see especially those that are consolidating or they have a narrow CPR. Okay. So you're not there forcing plays, and these stocks are not even telling you any story. So if you look at UNH, it's been bearish. Now, UNH, do you see? It was consolidating here. So this month, this week, it was above CPR, went to R1. If it's consolidating and you're getting a move up, don't expect it to go higher than that. Look at the following week. That's what you're looking at to give you a clear trend. So it went up, and then you see the next week, so it touched ER1. The next week, consolidating. So it was telling you this last week, you're supposed to trade what? UNH. And did it produce? Dropped from 489, even broke all this, went to hell. So you want to catch this consolidation. The same way we look at consolidation for Bollinger Band. We want when Bollinger Band is squeezing, it's the same thing here, okay? So even SPYs and QQQs, the same thing. Nothing is left out when it comes to this CPR. Tells you a story, okay? So we've been going up weekly, it's bullish. So here, you see here, consolidating slightly. Whenever you see this is still consolidation, not any gap here. And this is what happened. It went above CPR, came down already telling you the intention, and then it went from CPR to S1. The week has done. So you got puts from 441 to 434. Then you have a new week. The new week is telling you it's bearish because it's below. But if it's bearish and it's not going to S1, you're still riding it up. This is almost, these three is still almost consolidation. Look at this is slightly above, and then this is slightly below. So it's almost consolidation these 3 weeks. When it's consolidating, you're anticipating that breakout or breakdown. We saw it went from CPR, R1, R2, then pulled back to R1. You're done with the week. The next week, it was clearly bullish, but we are still in that consolidation zone. Look at this. This is almost near here. The gap, not so much. The CPR was narrow, 441, 441, but nothing didn't materialize because it's still almost consolidating these 4 weeks. Okay, nothing happened this week. Then the next week, it's above. We had still a narrow CPR. Came from R1, CPR, S1, S2, went back up, rejected R1, came down, S1, S2, went back up, S1, and almost touching CPR. So when it's a narrow CPR, it can give you, so if it's weekly, it can give you a move from the beginning of the week to the last day of the week. But I like when it's, you get catching those big ATR stocks. Because you, of course, see, QQQ and SPY, you still can make money out of those small 4 points. But look at this one, ISRG. It was telling you last week, good play, 397, 397, 396. Look at the CPR, it's almost going sideways here, went down, went up, went up. So it's kind of consolidating. There's no big gap between them. So when you're seeing this kind of consolidation, it's telling you it's gonna be a good play. CPR, S1, S2, rejected going to S3, attempted here, failed, and then back to S2 and S1. The week has ended. So you find your weekly plays and you're finding your monthly plays. I don't want to talk about daily plays today, just weekly and monthly. Okay. So this month, and you see here, Lily was telling you it was gonna be a good play. 777, 778, 778. Okay. The trend was, even the other week, it was still narrow. Now look at this one. It was bearish. It's bullish. It's not, it's kind of going sideways. Here down slightly, went up, slightly up. Supposed to be bullish. Went from S1 back to CPR, back down, back up to CPR. So mostly I like the monthly. What is the story for the monthly? And then the weekly is just catching the right week when that move happened. But I like catching the monthly, the ones I'm looking for the month. Now, if you see, look at Lily, the trend has been bullish. Okay, after we were consolidating for, see here, we had a narrow, look at this month, narrow CPR, went up, went up, went up. This was ER, okay? So this was last month, it was still bullish, and here is still bullish. Look at this range. So you still have the entire month. You're looking at Lily. There's a possibility Lily is going to which level? 829. It is wide, yes, but look at the gap. So every stock on your watch list, pick your top trades based on, is it narrow, is it wide, is it medium, is it consolidating? You're going, I'm talking, you can't eat, you eat. Cheers. Okay. So you're looking at your stocks. Look at this. We had here going side by side, went down to S1, went back up, did not touch CPR, went back down. So the same stock with consolidating, you want it to give you a couple of good moves, especially if they are big ATR stocks. McDonald, I told you guys to watch this stock. Look at this, since it hit 302 here, so it was bullish, then consolidation, and what happened? S1, look at the range, from 290 to 286, 286. The next month, it was narrow CPR this month, and it was bearish. So it pulled back here. When the month started, it was at S1. So you're getting puts to S2. I know it's not a lot, it's not a big 8-year stock, but these puts paid from 277 to 267. So the monthly, I love looking at the monthly because it tells you a story on the bigger picture, and then now you can move to the weekly. So we know these stocks have been bullish. They were terribly beaten down, but since I think it's January, you see here bullish. Since December, bullish, 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 bullish. So even after this down move, so when the last month when it was reporting, it was at R1, went to R2 and touched R3, went even above, then came down R1, rejected R2, went back to R2. Here, went back. We have a new month, bullish CPR. Okay, it's not even touching the CPR. So at the end of the month, you'll come and see this stock went all the way to 169. If it rejects 169, you're trading puts back to CPR. Okay, so those are the stocks. I mean, that's how you look for your top stocks based on monthly, weekly, and daily. So the beginning of the month, you know which stocks you're looking at. You would not have missed some of these moves. Okay, now our top 5. So our 5K plays. So let's go over the ones for last week and you guys see. That's why I asked, somebody tells me, oh, I didn't make money. I'm like, did you look at any of the stocks for 5K? Just identify the trend. So we look at Netflix. Or sorry, number 1 was DPZ. Now DPZ was in the 3 weeks tight pattern. And our 3 weeks tight pattern, majameni, this week, you start watching those stocks. So last month, this stock was already which trend? Bullish. So this is the monthly. It had reported earnings post-ER, identified the trend post-ER, bullish. So this was telling you in March from 340, it was going to 478. And it did. And then from 478, the month has come to an end. So yes, it can take time, but you want to see it rejected going below CPR here, rejected again, but finally the move happened. Then a new month, we're still bullish. It's a medium CPR, but look at the gap. So when the month started, it was slightly below R1, went to R1. Of course, it didn't go to R2, so pull back. It pulled back halfway, rejected CPR, not even close. So you want to see if it will go back to 504. Look, from 504, we have 538. So this move, you would have played it going up to 504, then going back down. Okay. So that was our 5K play. There's somebody who timed, we know the 52 slingshot setup. The minute it hit this level, they got puts and they made money with these puts. The next day, they got calls. Slingshot setup. We'll talk about that another day. Then we had target.
Virginia?
Yeah?
A question.
Yes.
Now I'm on my computer, but my CPR, when I take it to daily, it shows me something in Kikuyu called Mother than you. So
The settings, we are talking about the monthly. You have to uncheck everything. You only leave the monthly.
yeah,
So
okay,
settings,
let me see.
Uncheck. You can't have everything here. We are talking about the monthly.
Yeah, even when I do that, let me see. Maybe I will have to, when you're done, maybe I have to share my screen.
Put it on 1 hour chart. That's why you can clearly see the levels. If you put daily,
Okay,
still can see, but you want to see on a lower time frame. If you want to see the moves here, put on the 1 hour chart.
Yeah, right now it's still on, is on 1 hour chart.
Are you sure you've unchecked all these other things? You only need to have the monthly. You only need to run 1 at a go.
Yes, it's a bit better right now, but yeah, it's a bit better, but I have still some few Mother than you somewhere, which are fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure all indicators are not there. So on the input, you're only looking at the monthly CPR.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
So DPZ, that's what happened. The next one was target. We know it was post, was it post-ER? Was it post-ER or? When did it report? So we had, it was still post here because it reported. Anything that reported, we know it's post ER to ER. So it reported here, it hit 175, it pulled back. This was in March, pulled back to R2, went back to R1 and broke this level. Now, if you can combine all this, you can combine multiple of 10 and also combine slingshot setup. So it's creating here 52-week high. 52-week high, you're anticipating it to do what? Give you the pullback first. So the day it hits the high, you're getting puts. The following day, it's supposed to open below the previous day low. You get puts. Then you give it, that time you can either hold on to puts or leave a runner or just take profit, and then you see, because if it's not bouncing on this day, give it another day. You are looking for double bottom or a higher low. So it gave us a double bottom here. The next day it went up, but it didn't go to this level. It created a lower high and it broke this level. If you're seeing the first 1 hour candle, it is breaking below these 2 days support. Just get puts. It is a failed slingshot. Get puts and hold. If it's the first hour, so you're giving it 2 days, you have a double bottom. It gave us a triple bottom. If you got calls and this stock is not going up, and then you see the first candle, the 1 hour candle, it is breaking, even if it's 1 hour, whatever candle you're using, but it's breaking below these 2 day support levels. Just get puts. It's a failed slingshot. This stock wants to go down. If you got in puts, this day, it went from 176 all the way down to 169. And it will probably continue lower. That was the same case with GS. Okay, so we hit 419 here, 421 when the market opened. I don't know. Sometimes I told you this is not recognized as a high because it happened pre-market. So we came down, we broke below the previous day. So we are going by this day when it hit 419, we broke below this support. So you're looking for double bottom, say you see in the next day. The next day, if it is breaking below this, you're getting put. So we opened here and then this stock decided. Now, I don't know if this is the right day. I kind of got confused with GS because it gave us that setup like here, because this is the day it went down and then you're looking for double bottom here, it went up. So sometimes be careful. It might not recognize this as the high, but if it does stock open, the opening price here, if it's opening above the previous day high, then it's still considered that's the 52-week high. Because when I was counting my days, and I know somebody got confused because of the same thing, if you are counting these 2 days, this is the day it broke this day support. And then you got a double bottom here. It went up. But when it went up, it hit 419. Again, we had like a double or a triple top. So here, here, here. It's coming down. If you're seeing it's coming down and it's breaking these 2 days support, just swing puts or hold on to puts. And that's what it did. It continued down and broke, almost breaking 400. Okay. Now GS, since March, so here we know GS was consolidating for a while. If you see this and this very close, consolidation, expect something, a breakout or a breakdown. When these CPR are close to each other like this one was, and that's what happened. We got this move, came back to CPR, then we got this move. So now you guys know what you're looking for: consolidation, a strong uptrend or a strong downtrend. So consolidation is still a good thing because you either get a breakout or a breakdown. Okay, I was talking about last week, 5K. So that was TGT. FedEx immediately from Monday gave us a move. So FedEx was post-ER in March. It was bullish, had a narrow CPR. So if you're seeing a narrow CPR, just know this is very close to almost consolidation. I know it was bearish before that. Here. When you see it's very close, it's almost kind of like consolidation. Expect a breakout or a breakdown. We got a breakout post here. If it's not going to this, that's what we said. If it's not going to 299, just get puts. We got a double top. So from Monday, it was just puts right away. Came down, pull back, lower high, puts. So you'll wake up again, and you see here it had an arrow, CPR, 268, 268, 267, narrow. Came down, you'll wake up Monday. Let's look at the weekly and see. Okay, so weekly it was bullish. It had a wide CPR. It didn't even, so from Monday it came down to the bottom of the CPR, and then it went back to the top of the CPR, and then came down to the CPR. It didn't even get out of, but the range was good from where it opened down to the CPR. So there are people who did puts, and I know Leroy posted something there on Monday, and I'm sure he made some good money out of this move. So it may not be a lot of money if you think of it, but this stock was trending up. So of course the puts were a bit cheap because it was bullish. We had this pullback, it went up. So by Monday, the puts were cheap. So that was FedEx. So you're still looking at it because it's post-ER. Then we had coin. So it had a wide CPR. Here we had consolidation. It went up, came down. So we had it from CPR 264, puts all the way down to 241. So this was good puts, and then you ride it back up to CPR, and then the next day again down. So the stocks I post in the 5K place, they're supposed to give you moves up and down. If it's going up, if it's done going up, you're riding it back down, because if it's mostly, I've decided to put stocks that are on a strong trend. So if you're getting a pullback, you get either it pulling back 50% of the move, or it will continue going up. So coin made money with puts, made money with calls. Then we had Netflix. You all know what Netflix did. We were waiting for it to break 634. So this was the last week of March. And then come Monday, it was below CPR. It had another CPR. So this was telling you to play Netflix, and look at it. It's consolidating. So telling you this is going to be a good play. It's consolidating. It rejected you. So you're watching first time, rejected S1. So you're saying, let's see the next day, still rejected, went back to CPR. From CPR, went back up to R1. We got a double top with 634, and then finally, so here we had a double top, and then finally it broke, telling you it wants to go higher. Pulled back to CPR. So puts, made money with puts, CPR, then back up to R1. So from 617, calls back to 634, and would probably go higher. The last one was NVIDIA. You all know NVIDIA was really good. If you played puts on that day when everything was dropping like dead birds from the air. So semiconductor stocks, they've been bullish. Here, you see when you have consolidation, we had this breakout. So it came down, then R1. The next week it opened, going up, pulled back to CPR, did what it was supposed to do. Then the next week, we had a narrow CPR, but it didn't give us a good move, but it was still a good move. We had this move already telling you, stocks tell you the intention. When it did this on Monday, Tuesday, it already told you the next time I'm coming down, I'm going to break this level. Went up, didn't go to CPR. Thank you. It didn't go to CPR first day, second day, puts, and then back to S1 because it rejected S2. Okay, so this week, we have cut, and DE. They are there together because they're in the same sector. So we know cat has been trending up. Now we have a wide CPR, but look at the range. Ah, cat. Oh, that's NVIDIA. That's a now wide range. You want juice? So cat has a wide, so we are looking at the monthly because the week, this thing updates. For the weekly CPR, it updates every Monday. Okay. So the trend is bullish. It's at R1. So we are looking at it going to R2. If it rejects R2, you're riding it back to CPR because of the range. The reason it's here, it has a strong bullish trend. It has a wide range. So if it's not going to 407, you can clearly see it's not going to 400 or 407. You're getting puts because of the range. If it's between here, you're getting puts back to, okay. You're getting puts to R1 and then back to CPR. Okay. So the cut is there because it has a very strong bullish trend. Marie. So it's either going to continue up to R2 or it rejects R2, you're riding it back down. That's cut. We have DE. We know DE was post-ER. Ooh, we have a narrow CPR. And just because it was here, so we are looking at it, it can go to 439. Ugh, narrow CPR. It's now bullish. I know it's not a big gap, but it's been bearish. So here it was bearish, and then now it's become bullish. We still don't have a huge gap. So we might get a good move out of this. So it's either going to 439 or it's going back to 387. Look at the gap. It's a narrow CPR. So this is a good play for the entire month. That's cat and DE, same sector. You can also look at NUE. It's the same sector and it's also creating 52-week high. Okay. Look at this. It's the same thing. It's bullish. This is medium CPR. Look at the range. 200, 209, 220. And also FSX, it's a small ATR. The same sector, they've been bullish. Okay, look at this. So last month, so here, it was bearish and then started going up, hit all the way to R3, pull back. Then this month, it's a narrow, 42, 42, 41. It's way above this range. So it either goes to 52 or we pull back to 47. Go call your sister. Okay, so that's the same sector, DE, CAT, NUE, and FSX. CLF is also the same. This is a small ATR. Okay, the same pattern as SFX. Okay, then we have Meta. Poleni. Since time change, I can't get her to sleep. So Meta, we have a wide range. So if you go, I'd already mentioned Meta. If you are got it in here, look at the range. It is supposed to head to 546. So if it breaks 546, and you can clearly see it's not going to 599, please get puts back to R1, back to CPR. Okay, this is the monthly. You wait to see on Monday how the weekly CPR gives us. Okay, so I said 5K, I'll only be picking very strong trends. And then we have the energy stocks. Marie, no, please.
Virginia. Virginia.
I think she put herself on mute. Virginia, you're on
yeah.
mute.
Oh, you guys can't hear me.
No, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I had I don't know how can I format this question.
Yes.
It's about the supply and demand. When I move my cursor, when I mute the CPR and Meta and cut, I I change the candles to daily. It shows me that both Meta and cut, they're on the surprise sell zone.
But that's where they are. These stocks they've been coming from, supply and demand is almost the same thing as this CPR. From here, if you put the supply, I don't know if I have the indicator here, it will show you this stock have been coming from demand. If you look at Meta on the daily.
Okay.
Meta has been bullish since October here, even way before. We know Meta went to 80 something. That was way back in 2022. It went to 88. So since 2022, Meta has been bullish. So it will have to create those supply and demand zones. It means that those are points where you have buyers coming in and where you have sellers coming in. Okay, that's just it, demand and supply. Demand is where you have buyers, then they ride that stock back to the supply zone like that. But because this stock is hitting 52 all-time high, we don't have a history before of Meta being at that level. That's the current supply zone because we don't have any other level before where Meta hit 530. So when you look at the supply, that's where the supply zone is, and you'll see it shifting and moving because we don't have a history. If you compare now, look at Alta and look at Lulu, you will see they have a history of demand and supply because they're going back down to where they came from. But because Meta, we don't have, is there anyone who's paid 550 to buy Meta? Raphael, I'm asking you, is there anyone who's paid ever 550 to purchase a Meta stock?
Yeah, I know. I think
No.
so. Yeah.
So when tomorrow, if Meta hits 550, you will see that's where the supply zone is. It will keep updating because with that now you're creating history. If that stock keeps going up, the supply zone will still moving because we don't have a history. Okay, these are stocks that are creating all-time high. So if you look at the supply and demand zone, that's where it is telling you supply, but in real sense, you'll see that stock keep going up. So that can be a bit confusing if you're only using that. That's why we're using this indicator, which it is still telling us every week. If you look at this CPR, and this is the monthly CPR, I guess. So this is the monthly CPR. Now look at the CPR since since here, higher, 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 higher. If you look at demand, you will see it all, you'll find places of demand and supply until the day we broke above 300 and, what was the level? 384. So since Meta broke 384, that was the previous all-time high, that stock will have to create new supply zone. So whenever it hits a level and it sells, the way it hit 520 and then we had a sell, you will see on a lower time frame, that was the supply zone. On a higher time frame, it still doesn't have a supply zone. It will have that one currently, but if you look at it again, if Meta goes up to 550, that will be the new supply zone. If it goes higher, that will be the new one because you don't have a history for it. That's why this is the best tool to use because it's telling you every week this stock is going higher and higher and higher. The CPR is bullish. Does that make sense? For any stock creating all-time high, it will tell you that's the supply, but that's not what you use to get puts because you will wake up and you're like, oh, this stock continue up, but it told me that's the supply because that's the current level. We don't have a history for it. So it will still show you that's the supply zone.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. So Meta, okay, so Meta, beginning of the month, it has a medium CPR. Is it wide? This is a wide CPR. So it has a wide CPR, but look at the gap. So from 482, it went to, it's almost heading to R1. That's why you're looking at the monthly. If this was your top play for the month, you'd have gotten your calls here because it rejected CPR here and started going up. You would have bought calls and you'd have bought time because of this range. So even this pullback, this would have been your opportunity to add some more contract. Okay, because where is it headed? 546. Okay, and the whole of last week we were updating, I was mentioning a meta because it finally did what? It broke above which level? 521, 523. So every time a stock breaks a previous all-time high, 52-week high level, you're anticipating it to go higher, and that's what it did. It went higher, and now we have a new high, and you probably see on Monday, it is headed to this level. So please, I want from today, please have your stocks you're looking at for the month, because if you want to buy time, those are the stocks you're looking at. Either they have a narrow CPR, wide or medium. So narrow, medium or wide, either way you're looking at them. It doesn't matter, you identify the trend. If it's either consolidating, you're looking at that. If it's giving you a strong trend, then we know the trend is bullish, we're getting calls. If it's a strong trend, it's bearish, we're getting puts. Okay, so we have Meta. Spot, I told you guys, and I'm gonna show you guys now. I don't know why I thought spot, the all-time high was 305. When I looked at the weekly chart is when I clearly saw the head and shoulder pattern. So this is the inverted head, kichwa, head, left shoulder, right shoulder. So this stock came from, this is the 305. I don't know why, I only looked and I saw 305. I thought this was the all-time high, but we know this stock went to 387. So this pattern, I don't know if it started, I think it started from here. So this is the baseline, which we broke. I always tell you guys, refer, if you want to see a clear inverted head and shoulder pattern, look at NVIDIA. So whenever you see this, even if you miss this move, you don't want to miss this move. So we go up, pull back to the left shoulder here, then break out. You break above this and then continue up. So this is the weekly, and you can even see that pattern on the daily, but you have to squeeze it in. Okay, So here, I don't know if this is the 3 or 5. You have to squeeze it. So this is the base. We came the head, shoulder. Okay. That's fine. Go talk to them. She's calling. I'm sorry. So you can clearly see the pattern on the weekly chart, unlike the daily. So we are anticipating it's gonna continue up. We still have room for it to go to 387. So if we put the monthly CPR, so it's been bullish. So here we had kind of like consolidating. No, it was bullish. So this stock has been bullish. Sports. When was the news it was added? I don't know when it was added. It was added to something. Is it S&P 500 or what was the news? But post-year, every post-year has just been continuing up. If you look at the CPR, bullish here, it was consolidating. We got a breakout, higher, high, higher, high, higher, high, higher, high, higher, high. We had a wide CPR, okay? And then look at the gap. So beginning of the month, you'd have gotten calls. It went to R1 and it's headed to R2. So the reason it's here, if it's not going to 316, pull back. It's a good gap. It's giving you a good gap back to R1 or back to CPR, or it can continue and go all the way to 353. So we still have room for it to go to 387. Okay, sport and oh shit. What was the last one there? I don't have. Terry, what's the last talk there?
Disney, DIS,
RCL.
and RCL.
Is it RCL?
Yes.
Okay. So RCL, we have a narrow CPR. So this one was also has been bullish and creating 52-week high. I don't know when it reported here was. That was back in January. So we should be reporting earnings in April, sometime this month. So it's been bullish. So here we had a what? Consolidation. We had this, went up, hit R1, that was last month. Then when it hit 141, all-time high, 52-week high, it pulled back. And then now it came back to 141 and did a double bottom. So we know this was the first attempt. Second attempt, we want to see if it will try again. Go to 142, break it, continue up, and it has a narrow CPR, or come back to CPR. I try to put at least a small ATR stock. Last week I put TGT there. I don't want just to focus on big ATR. Some people are complaining, oh, it's expensive or all that. So this is a small ATR. But still, we have a good range here, about 10 points, 10 points. Okay, so those are the ones we're looking at this week for 5K plays. Now, we have very good plays for, we're going to look at for their 3 weeks tight, beginning with SPY, of course. We're still just going sideways. Okay. So SPY is still 3 weeks tight pattern. If you look, it's just barely making. If you see, it's just, this is almost going straight. So it's still this week, last week was still listed in the 3 weeks tight pattern. So we need it's a bullish pattern. So we know if it rejects 511, or even if it goes down to the bottom, this is the bottom CPR, 502, then it is supposed to go to 533, 550. It's a wide CPR, so this is the gap. If you look, this is about 22 points, which is very good for SPY. And then Lily is there, 3 weeks tight. So Lily, since it hit 802, it has never gone back there. We know it's bullish. Now we are looking at 3 weeks tight pattern. So it's a bullish pattern. If it pulls back, this is a wide CPR. So if you look at the CPR, you can still trade puts from 554 to 540. That's 14 points. From 754 to 740, that is 14 points. From 740 to 726, you can still trade the CPR range. But if it rejects the CPR, it is going to R1. R1, 829. R2, 889, 60-point difference. So,
I have a question. I'm sorry.
huh?
Go finish up. I'll ask. It's about SPY.
Just ask.
Yeah, my question was, given SPY is a daily expiration, how would we play it in the long-term context, or is it just a daily play?
No, I mean, SPY, you can trade weeklies, you can trade even next month or 2 months or whatever. It's not just daily. The reason it's 3 weeks tight is because it's going sideways. Okay, so most of the time when you have 3 weeks tight pattern, we get a pullback first, and then we get a stock breaking out. So DPZ was in the same 3 weeks tight pattern. So it's an example, DPZ was in 3 weeks tight pattern, I think it was last month. Okay, so here it was going sideways. It was going sideways, went up slightly, went sideways again. Then finally we got a breakout. Okay, so 3 weeks tight pattern. The minute you're getting a confirmed change of character, a Chiang, even if it's SPY, you can buy time, because a breakout, a 3 weeks tight pattern is a bullish breakout pattern. When that stock confirms, so now we're looking at SPY to stay above 525. The minute it breaks above it, then it means you're looking at SPY to feel it can fill that gap and go to R1. So here, when we get a change of character, so we've seen some stocks on 3 weeks tight pattern, they pull back first and then they go up. So we needed to have a change of character, and we needed to be above 525, this level here, because it's going sideways. That's why it's in the 3 weeks tight pattern. The minute it breaks it, it means from 524, 525, you can get calls. It's not just a daily. If the move can happen 3 consecutive days, you can buy weekly expiry, or you can even buy 2 weeks out. SPY is not just one day, same day expiry. You can still buy time, because now we know the level we are looking for. We are looking for 533. Is that clear? So yes, you can buy time. We just need a confirmation with a change of character.
Thank
so
you.
SPY, if you had bought calls here at Chiang, January 17th, SPY kept going up all the way to February 12th. So if you had bought 1 month expiry, you would have made money and sold here, pull back, buy again here, and sell here, pull back. So SPY also trends in days. Look at this. This is from October, when we became bullish, went all the way to December, 3 months. So you can buy time for SPY. Okay. We have CMG there. So we know CMG hit this level, 330.23. Then it created a lower high. It's just been going sideways, neither breaking this range or this top of the range. So we need it. It can pull back. It has a wide CPR. This wide CPR 77.4309. You can still trade this, and it's going sideways. If it's going up, 30.92. 30.92. If it's going down, 27.77. So whichever direction, if it decides to pull back to CPR first or go to R1, it is giving you a good move. What is the other stock in that? Marie went with my phone. Look in the weekly. Somebody look in the weekly watch list and tell me the other 3 weeks tight pattern.
The LRCX, IBM.
Oh my God. Ooh, wow. Ah, semiconductor stock. So if you're seeing the LRCX, SML, of course, semiconductor stocks means they're supposed to be bullish. Ah, so hii ni mapesa. So for 3 weeks, we had this move, 10.56, pulled back, and then it's just been going sideways in this range and this range. So now, this has a also medium. Is it medium or wide? Sometimes I can't see clearly here. So this is beginning of the month, CPR, lower high, CPR. So now we wanted to look at this gap from 965 to 1079. Ugh. So this is the whole month. We are supposed to get a bullish breakout. So if you're seeing SML, LRCX, it means the whole sector. There's no way you can just have these two stocks going up. So I told you guys I'm anticipating for us to be bullish last week. I don't know, this crisis here was not meant to happen, but it's good it happened. We are supposed to be bullish. So this one, the same thing. If it rejects 942, look at the gap, 1036. It's a bullish breakout pattern. So it means this week, sometimes the move might not be immediate, like SPY. We are still in, it's been in that list for now 3 weeks. So the move has not happened. The move is coming. And the reason why I was even doubting the move for SPY will happen immediately is because also gold. There's no way you can have gold breaking out and SPY breaking out. Gold was in the 3 week side pattern, and we've seen gold has been breaking out. So gold was in the 3 week side pattern. There's no way you can see SPY. Very rare, very rare. You'll see SPY, chap, 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 and gold like this. So gold was in the 3 week side pattern. And if anyone caught this, see, broke out. So there's no way both of them, very rare, you'd see SPY and gold breakout. There's no way the market has enough money to invest in gold and invest in the stock market. That's why I was thinking gold will break out fast, and that's why SPY breakout is delayed. It's the science of the stock market. There's no way you can see both of them just going haywire. Not possible. So SPY 3 week side pattern has been extended. Now I'm thinking when gold is done, so when gold is done, so you see gold, and you see what? I give you guys plays even before they happen. Look at gold, 197, 197, 196, narrow CPR, R1 hit, R2 hit. And then people like, Virginia, Achieng is there on my DM, Virginia. Like, so gold, if gold doesn't continue up, then you'll be trading puts for gold, and probably when gold is done going up, we can see SPY going up. There's no way the people have money to invest in gold. Is not cheap. If you look at the actual gold, It's now at 2,000. Do you see? This is the gold. It's at 2,329. There's no way people have money to put in gold and also put in the stock market. So this is, you see, 3 weeks tight pattern. It was just going sideways, finally broke out. And somebody who trade Forex, if you had put in gold, you'd have made all this. Look from 2172 to 23. I tell you guys these things before they happen. Okay, so we want to see gold calm down before we see SPY do its thing. So that's the theory I'm having. There's no way you can have both. So if you see, you're seeing gold and then crude oil is also going up. So no one has that kind of money. So if you look at crude oil going up, gold going up, there's no way you see SPY and also Bitcoin going up. So that's why I have XOM, FANG, and VLO there. So if they take turns, so we have the sector rotation, we'll have now the energy stocks, this crude oil will start coming down, because now at the moment you have gold and crude going up. Okay, if somebody who trade futures, you can still trade futures for gold and crude oil. So we have both sectors going up, and then we have Bitcoin, which is cooling down. Bitcoin can go up at the same time as stocks. So I'm also looking at Bitcoin to continue going up this week. Okay, you see? So this sector was calming down after it went to 7,100, so 71,000. Then we have this, it's coming down. I don't even know why it's not in the 3 weeks tight pattern. So see here, so we have a wide CPR. It can go all the way to 78,000. So if we look at MSTR, that's just a very simple way of analyzing the market. That's why I told you guys, get puts for GS. There's no way you see SPY going up and then you see all the financial stocks are also riding up. That's why I said get puts for JPM and GS, and you saw what happened. So MSTR, this is calm after a storm. Look at this storm. Just took us for a ride up here and then pulled back and then went up. And then we hit this. And this one has a kind of like a wide or medium CPR. Look at the range. So if we are going up, then it's headed for 2064. We know it rejected 2,000 here. Okay, it has given us 3 lower lows, and we had a double. Why it broke? Broke. It broke this. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? So I don't know if I've covered all the 3 weeks tight pattern stocks. Now, you can combine all these strategies, especially stocks. So for those stocks that are in the 5K play, look at the RSI, turn your RSI indicator. Of course, we have to be on a lower time frame, because of course on a higher time frame, these stocks have been like here, we got a pullback. It was at 75, pullback. So it means if you're not seeing anything here after the pullback, this stock will probably continue up. Okay, so combine this plus multiple of 10. So if it's not going to 420, then you are pulling back. For the slingshot, combine these strategies, RSI, multiple of 10, and bullish slingshot. So whenever it hits a high, anticipate a pullback. If you're not seeing that stock the next day is breaking this low, this is a strong bullish stock. So it's not for a slingshot. If this stock doesn't break below the previous day low, it means this is still a strong bullish trend. This was just a shallow pullback. It wants to continue up and probably is going to break this level. So whenever it's not giving you the slingshot setup, don't be there saying, oh, it's telling you this stock is a strong bullish trend. It wants nothing to do with pullback. You just get calls, you're riding it back up. And if it gives you a slingshot setup, if nothing happens that day, give it the second day. If it doesn't break this level to create a new high, just get puts. Just get puts. You're riding it down. If it fails, then you're holding puts for a failed slingshot setup. So combine all those things you're looking at. Next Sunday, I'll teach you guys something else. Those people who will go over all the strategies we've talked about entry and exit. We look at, we've talked about previous day high, previous day low. We've talked about 180 and 180 bearish or bullish. We've talked about counting candles, the 15-minute candle, 9 strong candles. We've talked about the evening star, the evening star and the morning star. So that's next Sunday. I'll talk about all those strategies about entries and exit, and I'll add one more, a new one, which is gonna be exciting because it's, of course, everything is exciting. And then now, if anybody still has a problem with entries and exits after that, we'll call a priest and come with holy water. Any questions? And if somebody wants me a topic to cover in the next Sunday, just let me know. We can talk about it. Any questions? We are still focusing on bullish slingshots. So I'm still gonna post every day the stocks that I've set up, the bullish slingshot setups, because we have more stocks creating new highs compared to stock creating lows. So this week, of course, JPM, all these stocks, there's none that is wow. My memory nowadays. There's none that is lotto. All this JPM is momentum because it's been trending up. It's not even had a good pullback yet. So here, barely a pullback. So it's not, if you look at the RSI 75, if you look at the 1 hour, so here we have 32 because of the pullback. But none of the stocks reporting this week, not unless something changes. There is none there. We have JPM, we have WFC, we have DAL. All of them are mostly momentum stocks. Okay. Then on Tuesday, I'll talk about momentum. I've posted momentum stocks. I've posted stocks that are tired of being bearish. I will talk about on Monday what to look for. Those stocks that are tired of being bearish. How to time. Most of them, when you look at them, if nothing is happening by, so let's say, for instance, BA. So BA, we know it pull back. Okay. So if nothing is happening, the previous week it pulled back. It went to 197, then came down, went back up, created a lower high. So come Monday, if it's not going to break that pullback level, just get puts. Just get puts, because those stocks that are tired of being bearish, it's either they're gonna pull back or continue down. So if the previous week it gave you a pullback, the new week, if it's not going higher than the previous week high, just get puts, just get puts, please. It's gonna continue down. Very easy. ADB, Alta, all those things, stocks. If they pulled back the previous week, the new week, Monday, Tuesday, they're not going up. So here it pulled back. 523, 516 lower high, come Monday, the new week, if it's not going higher, you're fine, I'm done. I'm done. If it's not going, okay, come. Shh. What did Rina do? So those stocks, the list of stocks that are tired of being bearish, go look at them the previous week. Did they pull back? If they did not pull back the previous week, then you're anticipating for this week for them to do what? To pull back. If they pulled back the previous week, come Monday, Tuesday, if they're not going back to retest the previous week pullback level, just get puts. Just get puts. No question, get puts. And that's what you're seeing. Continued down. All those stocks tired of being bearish. No, okay. So Snow, it pulled back to 167. That was the previous week. Come Monday, Tuesday, you have Monday and Tuesday. If it's not going up to the previous week high, the pullback level, if it creates a lower high, just get puts. For people who have trouble playing puts, this is the simplest stocks to trade. Tesla, same thing. Those stocks that are tired of being bearish, it's either they're pulling back. If they pulled back the previous week, the new week, so here, 184, okay? The new week, if it's not going up Monday, Tuesday, those are days you're getting puts, okay? So this one, if it's not here, this one gave us a double bottom. It went back up, still a lower high. It's going lower, get puts. If it's still trying to go up, doesn't go to break this previous week high, just get puts. And that's why I said this indicator is very important.
AMD, look at AMD, please.
This indicator is very important. You're looking at the previous week high. Sorry. Okay, so all those indicators, all those stocks, AMD was bearish. And I've been talking about AMD and AVGO being the weakest. So the previous week, when it pulled back, so here we have 187, we have 187. This is a clear double top, came down. On Monday, Tuesday, if it's not going back to that level of the previous week, sorry, just get puts. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's time to go, Mama. Take care of the baby.
Yes, let me go, guys. So that's all I've listed those stocks that are tired of being bearish. You have Monday and Tuesday. If they don't go, if they pulled back the previous week, Shika. If they're not going back to that high, just get puts. All those stocks that are being tired of being bearish. Okay. Any questions? There are no questions. Let me go. Watu wako na njaa hapa. People are hungry. Sign us off. Achieng. Achieng, sign us off. We go. Who is there to sign us off? Oh, you are. Oh, that was. Oh, Anne. Sign us. Who was talking? Anne. Oh, it was
Yes.
Anne.
Ladybug, Ladybug.
Sign us off. I confused you with Achieng. Sign
I
us
was
off.
like wondering, and Achieng must be so busy. She's not paying
Oh my
attention.
God.
But anyhow, yeah, this was a wonderful. I'm really appreciating it. I just wish you all guys a great week, profitable week. Go make some money Monday through Friday. Let's go, team.
Thank you.
Let's post our profits. I'm gonna post something, hopefully.
Please. post profits there. Now that
I've-
channel is only
I'm
available to
looking
members
forward. Yes, I'll
Yeah.
post something, but thank
To-
you so much.
to
Yeah,
encourage
so
each
let's go
other.
make some money, guys.
Thank
Thank
you. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Virginia.
Thank you.